Okay, fellow YouTubers, this is the dashboard, the radio of a 2010 F350 Super Duty. I'm basically making this video because I could not find any videos that showed how to basically get this radio out of the dashboard. Now, you're basically thinking to yourself, it's like every other Ford out there, but this is the reason why I'm doing it. If you see in here, this bracket, it was mismanufactured. So what happened was, when I tried to get the radio out, it would not come out. I was basically thinking that they bolted this radio in from the back somehow. What I did not realize is, if you actually look at the radio, it's like a regular Ford radio. It's got the little plastic pin that supposed to fit into this hole. But if you see the mismanufacturing right here, they dented it from the factory. So what happened was it actually dug, it dug right into this pin. So when I tried to get this radio out of that hole, it did not want to come out. So essentially, what I had to do was tear the radio apart, break it open, and this bracket here is relatively strong, but you can actually bend it out. So once you get it bent up, I was able to wiggle this pin right out of the hole. Now, for the rest of you that don't know exactly how to get this radio out or the dashboard apart, this is basically how it comes out. You have your cover here, and if you see, there's a notch right here. What you're gonna have to do is, one of the first things, you're gonna have to get yourself a screwdriver or what have you. Get up under here, put it in that notch, and just give it a slight pry. It'll pop out like so. Then you have your little quick connector. You push the pin and it should pop off, and there you have it. That's the notch right there. You're going to do that to both sides, and then on both sides, the reason why you're getting those out also, you have to gain access to these screws right here. They're located right in this hole. One's here and one is over here. Once you get those out, then what you're going to want to do is get yourself this is a dump truck, so I really don't care if I scratch the dashboard, but get yourself a piece of plastic or what have you. I use the screwdriver. Just get yourself in there, pull it apart, the top, bottom, just pop it apart. You have these plastic clips that fit into the holes right there. You'll get this apart. You're gonna have to disconnect all these wires. Some of these you can leave on. Push this to the side, and then you have 4 of these bolts you're gonna have to take out to get the radio out. 2 on top, 2 on the bottom. Then your radio should just pull right out. But in my case, and if you have the same problem as me, a mismanufactured bracket, this is what's gonna happen. You're not gonna be able to get it out. So then what you're gonna have to do is start disassembling your radio to basically break it apart to gain access to the back. You have 2 little screws on the top, and if you flip the radio or get underneath, obviously you can't flip it over, but there's 2 little screws on the bottom. They're Torx fittings, and you'll have to take those out. Once you get those out, then you can start tugging on the radio. You'll actually be able to break apart the radio. I actually did all this damage inside the dashboard, but it was a necessity. When you're doing this, keep in mind you have to be very careful, because your connectors from the stock, dashboard into the radio actually go through 2 holes in this sheet metal, and it's very sharp. You can actually cut the wires. So as you get this broke apart, if you could get a screwdriver down in here, one to push on the quick pin. Let me show you. One to push down and one to grab this little notch right here and push it out. This way you don't end up cutting your wires when you're trying to get the radio out. Once you get the wires out, you're going to basically just keep tugging on this. The radio will break apart. It'll basically go like this. You'll be able to gain access then to this pin and basically do whatever you have to get this out. I just basically kept wiggling the radio until it broke free. So if there's another person that has an easier way of doing it, please comment down below. And other than that, if you have any other questions, throw them down, and if I get a chance to answer you, I definitely will. Have a good day.